Three, two, one. All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Razor from RazorTube coming at you today with another Rust Council Edition base build video. And this base we're going to be showcasing you today is called the Death Refuge. The name speaks for itself. It's a solo bunker base design for 2021, and that's for the Rust Council, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One X, and the Xbox Series X. And this base has the best utility and functionality that you need as a solo player to get through your very first wipe in the Rust Council Edition, and or your millionth wipe as a solo player in the Rust Council Edition. And today I'm going to show you the Death Refuge. We're going to go over the layout. I'll show you the footprint of it. It's up to you how you want to outfit the base or mimic what I have on the inside. Let's get to the build, and then we'll do the showcase in the end. Alright, and not to forget, I'll give you the total cost of what it takes to build the Death Refuge in the end of the video, and the upkeep as well. Alright, so in order to build the Death Refuge, the very first thing you're going to start off with is this square foundation. Now, after that, you're going to put 3 full walls on the left, back, and right. From here, you're going to take your TC, and with the knobs on the TC, they're going to be facing to the right of you, and you're going to put it in the very left-hand corner. Like so. Now, at this point, you're going to have to lock your TC, and you can put a double doorway frame up so you can have double sheet metal doors in the beginning of a wipe, or double wood doors. Or if you got the reinforced glass BP, you can use that as well, and that's what I'm going to use right now. Alright, once I got that down, I'm going to go ahead and put a square foundation on the right made out of a twig. And then I'm going to put a half wall, and then a square ceiling tile. Once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and use a triangle ceiling tile on the inside of the loot room, and then we have our own man-made shelf. Now, I'm going to go ahead and seal the ceiling with a square tile, and then I'm going to put in my reinforced glass. Boom, there's our first loot room. Go ahead and demo the stuff on the right. Once I got that done, in front of our TC room, we're going to go ahead and put a square foundation, and then turn around and put a triangle foundation. Now, with that being said, you're going to have a raised triangle foundation on the right and left. Go ahead and put some full walls on the left and right, and then put in some half walls on the raised triangle foundation. Alright, once you got that, this is what you're going to have from a top-down view. And then let's continue the base build. Now, this base is also going to have the branch incorporated into it, so that is the best airlock in the game in my opinion, but use it or don't use it, it's still really, really good for a solo player. Now we're going to put our square ceiling tile in, and then to create the entrance of the bunker, we're going to put one half wall at the bottom, one at the top. Make sure your hard side's pointing out with the top one, and knock out the bottom half wall. Now, go on top of your base, and looking at the front of your base, you're going to go ahead and put some triangle ceiling tiles on the left and in the middle. Now, once this is done, we're going to go ahead and make our branch. Now, what the branch is our airlock system to our base. You're going to go where the hole is to your bunker and put a square ceiling tile, or foundation rather. Once that's done, you're going to go ahead and take a triangle foundation pointing away from you, then one on the right, and then the left. Go ahead and take your double doorway frames, put it on the left and right, and then on the left and right of the front of your airlock. Now, with that being said, you're going to go ahead and take some single doorways and put it on the left and right. Now, once you got that done, you should have something that looks like this. Alright. And do remember, since this is the beginning of a wipe, that you will have to seal the bunker over and over again as you leave the base, and also put a sleeping bag inside of here before you leave the base, because if you seal the bunker before you actually have a sleeping bag in there, you will essentially lock yourself out of the base. Now to seal the bunker, you can go ahead and do this. Put a half wall at the bottom. That's going to be made out of twig. And then a triangle ceiling to fill it in. And that's how you seal your bunker. Anyways, now once you got this down, go ahead and input your triangle ceiling tiles. And then if you have the ladder hatch frame, which I'm going to be using, BP, go ahead and put the floor frame above you. Now, with that being said and done, you're going to put your single doors in on the left, and always have them opening towards the inside. And then you could fill in the shop fronts now. Now we got one done. You have two on the right and two on the left. Now once that's complete, you're going to go ahead and put your ladder hatch frame above you, and you want the ladder to open facing your two doors in the front. Now don't forget the double doorway frame here as well, because you're going to be putting a garage door or double sheet metal doors there. Alright, so it opens like so. Now once you have that complete, you're going to go ahead and work on the next section of your base. And basically what that will entail is some full walls at the top. So fill in the blanks all the way around. And then above your TC2 loot rooms, you're going to go ahead and put a half wall. Make sure the hard side's facing out. And then fill the top in with more half walls. Then you'll cover it with a square ceiling tile. And here's the deal. For this square here, you could either have it solid and harden it later, or if you have a hatch frame like I do, I'm going to go ahead and pop this out, put a floor frame in, and then have my ladder hatch go into my main 2 TC loot rooms inside the bunker. I have the ladder opening towards the twig, like so, and then I put in my last square ceiling tile on the top. Now at this point, I'm going to give you a top down again and show you exactly where you should be. This is what it looks like. And I'll kind of get a little bit up close and rotate for you. Alright, now that I got that done, above the branch airlock, what you're going to be doing is putting in 2 double doorway frames, so one on the left, one on the right, and then fill in your triangle ceiling tiles. Go ahead and fill in your square ceiling tile as well, and you're going to leave this line here empty, meaning don't put any double doorway frames there unless you want to, because I'll get to that later. Now once we got to this point, we're going to put a double doorway frame here and then use our half walls to fill in the blanks. Now once I got that done, I'm going to go ahead and put in my triangle ceilings, and we're good. Now, take a double doorway frame right before your ladder hatch of your airlock, put that in, and then one more before your bunker exit. And then you're going to go ahead and put either double sheet metal doors or garage doors. But if you got the BPs, I definitely suggest garage doors. And for these garage doors, you want to make sure that the rolling side is inside the pocket. So don't do it that way, do it this way. It should look like this. Alright, now that we got to this point, we're just going to go ahead and fill in our doorways. For all intents and purposes, I'm going to go ahead and use garage doors and fill in our last half wall above this garage door. And you want that side hard side out. Now, we got this done. We can go ahead and show you exactly what the layout entails and why this is good for a solo player. Now, the reason why we've incorporated ladder hatch frames inside of the space is to stop people from going deep on you as a solo player. Because if you know by now, I've been playing Rust console or Rust on PC rather, and transfer to console, we all know people like to go deep. Now, using the branch in this base design is very vital for a solo player only because you can get a 180-degree angle on the front of your base and nobody can door camp you at all. With that being said, it shows you the front of your doorways where you exit and in front of your base to see if anybody's approaching. Now, since we've already built this base, I'm going to go ahead and showcase the Death Refuge to you a little bit more. And these ladder hatch frames that I've instilled are pretty important. If you have Zed Raiders coming into your front doors and through your garage door, you can put this down and grab a kit and block them from going deep. They can't go into your base any further from the right or left. So that's what these hatch frames are for. Now, as soon as you get further into the wipe, if I didn't mention it already, these raised triangle foundations, you want to eventually upgrade to high quality metal. The reason for that is because people can soft side those if they break through the top of your base. Now, other utilities that this base has to offer is the windows. You can definitely fill in your loot room with a bunch of boxes and keep it safeguarded with a window. And you have a ladder hatch frame here for a secret loot room. This loot room is very important. This is a pancake layer between your ceiling, right, your very top floor, to your main TC loot room. Now, with that being said, you should always make your ceiling tiles metal. That way, people can't go the cheap route and top-down raid you. So, let's go ahead and get to our decked out Death Refuge, and let me know what you think in the comment section below of this base design. It's very simplistic, it's very low in cost, so let's go to our other one. Now, I've outfitted this base specifically for a solo player, so you could hold a duo team in here. I just don't recommend it because it'd be a tight squeeze. Alright, so we got our branch airlock, and in the front I have a large box with my research table and my small box, and I also have a little hidden gem, and that is the shotgun trap right underneath the research table. If people go deep, then basically that trap will they'll set the trap off and boom, free loot for you. Now, when we put the ladder hatch down, not only can you have a weapon and shoot people that break into your base, you also have the shotgun trap to defend you as a solo player. Going up to the top, we have a outfitted turret stand here at the top of your base above the ladder hatch frame where we left that line empty. And I told you not to put a double doorway frame there. The reason why is because I've added a half wall with a triangle ceiling tile and put a turret on top. So anybody coming up the ladder, they will not see this turret until it's too late, and it'll take them out. So more defense for the solo player. Alright, so behind the garage doors on the left and right, we have 3 furnaces for a solo player, and we have a locker. The reason why we have the locker in here is so you can swap kits real quick. If somebody's raiding your base, you can open the ladder hatch frame if they've already gotten in, and you can shoot down and defend your base as needed. Now, with that in mind, keep that in mind actually, because this ladder hatch frame, since it's reversed backwards, they cannot climb in at all. They have to essentially blow it up. Now, above this ladder hatch frame as well, we've got more defenses like 2 shotgun traps, which are pretty nice. It takes the distraction away from the turret being there, so when somebody comes up the ladder or tries to bait your shotgun traps, once they empty them, they'll rush up here and then they'll meet Mr. Turret. Alright, through this door, we have another shotgun trap up to the right, because if if they tried to come from the top of the base and blow up the top door to your roof access, you have a turret on the right of them and right in front. I've also incorporated a flamethrower turret because if they do blow through this door, they have to basically blow up that turret and the shotgun trap in order to get in. Now, if they try to rush in, they won't see the shotgun trap on the right, and boom, they're dead. Or if they rush in too quick without looking, they'll get caught with the flamethrower turret as well. Typically, I don't use those in any of my base designs, but I thought this is well fitted, and the Death Refuge definitely needed it. Now, in your front airlock, there's going to be a half wall right here above your raised triangle foundation. Go ahead and make that metal in the beginning, eventually upgrade to high quality metal, only because it reduces the chance of you getting raided. Now, going into the bottom, into our bunker, we have a perfectly outfitted area for a solo player. We have a barbecue to cook food, a level 1 workbench, and a sleeping bag that fits in nice and snug, along with one loot box to hold all your items in. Now, we've decked out our TC room with the best type of loot room possible, and what that is 4 large boxes and 1 small box. Now, these lanterns that are around the base, if you end up getting a few of them, you can use those to store all your low-grade fuel in as well. Now, you can access every single box from the window, even though it's a tight squeeze, and make sure when you're placing the ones on the top, you definitely leave the back box hanging over the lip a little bit so you can access that as well. Okay, now to see the hidden loot room, how I've set that up is I have 3 large boxes up top and 1 small box. Now, I would put all your unimportant loot in here just in case somebody does a top-down raid. That way, when they blow through, maybe they get some tools and stuff, but I would suggest keeping your guns inside the main TC loot room. Okay, with all that being said, now we're going to go outside and I'm going to show you how to place the honeycomb. Now, I'm not going to fill in all the honeycomb. I'm just going to show you where to put the foundations and you can put it together yourself. All right. So, going outside with the honeycomb and the Death Refuge, this is how I like to build the honeycomb. Take 1 triangle foundation and put it underneath the shop front, and then go around the TC room. Once I go around there and I get to the raised triangle foundations, I'll have to be prompted to put in a square foundation, and then I take some more triangle foundations and fill in the blanks. Now, you can put honeycomb around your shop fronts. It's not going to hurt you. It's only going to reinforce your base. But if you don't want to, the shop fronts and the branch already act as 1 layer of honeycomb. So, typically with the bunker base, they're more vulnerable to getting soft-sided, so that's why you want to protect these raised foundations in general. But that is the Death Refuge in a nutshell. And I'll give you a top-down view one more time. The final product. And that is your first or even millionth base you've made in the Rust Council Edition. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. I will include the TC upkeep and the total cost to build the base right now. All right, for the upkeep of the base of the Death Refuge, 750 frags, 2,000, let's just say 2,100 stone, and 8 high quality metal altogether. That's pretty cheap for a solo base. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the total mats it's gonna cost you as a solo player to build the Death Refuge. You're going to need 13,100 stone, 7,600 metal fragments, 9,100 wood, and 52 high quality metal. Gears all together with my garage doors are 25, and that is the Death Refuge. I appreciate you guys for stopping by and witnessing another base build by me. This is the Death Refuge and the Solo Bunker base design for 2021 and built for the survival player to get by through your very first wipe or your millionth one. Alright, I'll see you guys next video. Thanks for stopping by. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of Death Refuges around Rust Council Edition. Bye!